Hey, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Brad Bertram. I'm with RASI, formerly known as RSI. And I'm here today, fortunate to be able to join with Don Kreye and Don Bai with our partnership over at Delaget. Don Kreye is our Director of Partnerships, we work very closely with in terms of business development. And Mr. Don Bai is a client success manager working predominantly within the IHOP brand and definitely has a good amount of insight into how restaurants have been cultivating and driving and within this whole pandemic that we seem to be perpetually stuck in. Guys, thanks for joining me today.
Thanks for having us. Appreciate it.
Industry-wise, have you seen any operator make a major swing in how they plan to take on 2021?
I think right now, Brad, from what I've learned, there's just renewed optimism. When first COVID came along, and dining rooms closed and business dropped to 60, 70% below what it normally would be. There's a lot of panic. There's a lot of people that were afraid of their lives. They took their last 20 years to build what they've had let it be 3 restaurants or it could be 70 restaurants. And they saw that revenue drop 70%. It was like looking at a deer looking in the headlights. It was scary for a lot of them. And I think as the economy has slowly kind of recovered a little bit and some of the restrictions were loosened, people got optimistic. And there was some spectacular growth in the full service side, and the QSR side really has been thriving on this during COVID with drive-thrus.
For sure. A client of ours, and talking with him, he mentioned that sales might be down about 30% or so. But because he's been operating as drive-through only, his profits are actually up. And some of it's because sales are down, but his labor cost is down even more.
Brad and Don, one of the things that we continue to see during this last year or 9 months of COVID is, operators are really challenged with some very new realities. And part of that is managing staff and managing people and the people coming and going, and just really trying to run their restaurants on a daily basis. And some brands are seeing large increases in sales. Some brands are really suffering. But what really boils down to is that you got to be a great operator and you got to focus on running your restaurants.
Definitely. Just from the RASI and the Delaget partnership, and we've been able to work within several new brands. How have you seen the success of working with RASI thus far?
One of the things that our partnership really helps operators with is if they can find a solution to outsource that accounting, outsource that payroll, they're going to have weekly financials, they're going to have weekly payroll. That's really going to give them great information to run their businesses. So, Don, I don't know what your thought on that, but I think that's a really important point.
Yeah, Don, you're totally right. Just with the conversations I have with different franchisees, there's owners that are back in operations again that have never, stepped foot on the floor of the restaurant for the last 10 years. And the shortage of labor, the increased need for guest confidence, and being there for the employees, showing that it's still safe to work. It's important for these owners to be involved in the operations along with the upper leadership of the core of their business. Having an outsourced accounting company allows them to be free to be able to focus on operations and focus on their people and focus on their customers. It makes a big difference for these people.
Yeah. Brad, what do you see from clients that have, what they previously were faced with, right, when they have without RASI, and now that they have them? What's the big differences you see with your clients on, previous state versus the current state once they onboard with you?
The biggest impact we've seen is just their awareness of their current business status. Everything about managing a business right now, it's about controlling your cost of goods sold in a lot of ways, as it always has been. But I think understanding your true cash position is by and far more important now than ever. When decreased sales and increased above store expenses are hitting the table, because of multi-unit accounting and in-house accounting needs those regards, just understanding where your business is and being able to make the right decision at the right time is the best basis any restaurant owner can drive right now.
Mm-hmm.
Brad, I want to add to that too.
Yeah.
I think along with that is having current financials and being able to view them on a weekly basis. It gives the operators a much bigger edge on being proactive instead of reactive. It's very hard to be able to make a change 6 weeks after the end of the period and to react to something that's been going on for the last 10 weeks. Whereas after 1 week, you're able to see the difference or see the change that you implemented and how it affected your financials. It's a big difference, and you can continue to enforce those rules.
Mm-hmm.
So let me take a step back, though. Let me see how that correlates with what Delaget brings to the table. Of course, of the specific KPIs from an operation standpoint, but also how we already look at aggregation of data across multiple platforms. There's so many different facets y'all have from a data perspective. What's your best practice behind it all?
Well, we like to integrate all those into a reporting dashboard where operators have the opportunity to see what their KPIs are that matter to them, and then they can focus on those on a daily basis and set thresholds to show them where they're not meeting those metrics that they expect their teams to hit, and then they know where to focus on a daily basis. It shows the outliers right away. Then also with video, we have integrations that can tie transactions down to ticket levels. So if they have a question about a transaction and they want to see the actual video footage of it, they just click on the transaction and they have the ability to view the video footage of it as well.
Yeah, I think that's a really important point, Don. Our Delaget Coach and Delaget Detect solutions really ingest data from multiple data points in that restaurant, and gives them that total look of their operations. The same way that RASI can provide that total financial look. So when you work with the partnership of Delaget and RASI together, you really get a total financial and operational look at your business. We have a client that's been working with Delaget for a long, long time. Great client, large operator, very influential operator that's been using our products for a long time, but they really had a need around the accounting and the payroll space. Tell us a little bit about, or share with everybody a little bit about the challenges that they were facing.
Well, this client was challenged with, especially when COVID came, he had to downsize his operations. Business dropped 75%. He was paying rent for multiple offices to run his business, and he made the decision to outsource his accounting and remove his home office and start working from home. So he eliminated 3 positions. Unfortunately, some people lost their jobs, but for him to be able to stay in operations and efficient, he made the decision to eliminate the lease payment, rent, all the office equipment, supplies, and of course the salaries on top of that.
Yeah, so he was faced with a lot of challenges he wasn't anticipating, right? And he had to make some tough decisions. And the great thing is that there's a solution out there that really allowed him to improve his business, not only just to get by, but really improve his business and have higher profits when, even though he was faced with these challenges, through the solutions that he got from our partnership.
No, well said. And the whole purpose behind driving a weekly P&L isn't so the accountant can hit people over the back of the head more often. It's really about translating that financial need into an operational tool. So that way we can coach our store level management. We can make better decisions behind this, so we have a stronger, more profitable, and more sustainable business model itself.
Mm-hmm. Just a better understanding of their business and how it's being run, and understanding their financial position so they can focus their attention on running great restaurants.
What I'm seeing right now in the marketplace is we are seeing those successful concepts. The business-minded individuals with good cash flow are going to start expanding a lot faster.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see other franchisees making acquisitions or looking at scalability?
Yeah, Brad, those with that are responsible and have been running a tight ship, as you would say, they're the ones that are being a little bit more aggressive and knowing that this is a land of opportunity right now. And there's a lot of restaurants out there that haven't reopened since the pandemic started, and they're capitalizing on that opportunity. They're taking clear advantage of it. With 2021 moving forward, and vaccines coming out, people are getting more optimistic, and they're feeling a little bit more excited to see what the summer could bring, the spring and summer could bring, as people are vaccinated and restrictions start becoming a little bit more looser. So it's going to be a fun year. A lot of things are going to happen in the restaurant business in the next year, and it's going to be a lot of moving and shaking. And if you're not dotting your I's and crossing your T's, you're going to get pushed to the side.
Thanks, Brad. Appreciate it, bud. Okay.
I appreciate you guys.
Yep. Take care. Yep.
Talk soon.
Yep. Bye.
Bye.